This program is brought to you in partnership with UNDP in Botswana. Hello and welcome to this week's program as we once again traverse the space that is occupied by the Atisa Supplier Development Program. For this week's show, we uncover the webwork of collaborative linkages that includes Youth Connect, the Ministry of Youth, Sport and Culture, as well as the Botswana Digital and Innovation Hub. The introduction of the UNDP Botswana flagship program, Atisa, has thus far contributed to the diversification of Botswana's economy through strengthening micro, small and medium enterprises, or MSMEs, development and enhancing value chain establishment. As the UNDP Botswana continues to reflect on some of the achievements that the program has had in the entrepreneurial development landscape, we profile some of the locally owned businesses that have participated in the program. The Atisa Supply Development Program has noticeably strengthened local product and service diversification, value chains, and job creation. Since the rollout of the program, suppliers have seen improvement in their productivity, competitiveness, and quality of product. On an annual basis, the pharmaceutical industry injects billions into the global economy. That, amongst other reasons, is why many entrepreneurs consider it a viable business pursuit. We've now traveled to the city of Francistown to find out how one young Motswana is making his mark in that arena with a little facilitation from the Youth Development Fund and the Atisa program. One of the participants and beneficiary of Atisa is Chezanani Pharmaceuticals. The business specializes in medical retailing. Their participation in the Atisa Supply Development Program has seen the business doing well operationally and financially.
After we started operations, I think in the early months of the business, we saw that we need more money, but we didn't want to bring in more people. And then there was an advertisement for YDF, and then we qualified as youth. And then we took that advantage, applied, and fortunately we got funded because we also needed a stock to be able to compete with the big guys that were already in the market. So YDF really helped us big time. The business was already in motion, so all we needed was to boost our stock, so that we can increase our sales. So I think we got around 98,000 something, around plus or minus there. I can't remember the exact figure at the top of my head. We got that figure, and then it was able to go in. All of it, we put it all towards stock. We didn't use it for anything else. It was just purely stock. And then after we got that funding, we were able to increase our sales by, I think, a considerable amount, 30 to 50%. Yeah. UNDP came on board, I think, 2 years back, just in the midst or towards the end of COVID. Then we started seeing the people from UNDP. They came to train us on how to grow and how to stay in business and how to scale the business to get more profits out of your business, and also how to better manage your staff and better manage your stocks. And just generally from a managerial point of view, we benefited a lot from UNDP. They came on board to try and take us now on an executive position, let me just put that way, to give us that information that is basically what CEOs do. Yeah, that's what UNDP came on board to teach us. And then we learned a lot, and also they made recommendations of what we should do and what we should not do. I remember when they came, we were still using our old system. So I think one of the loopholes that they saw was the system. So they recommended that we get a better system, a much more better and efficient one. So that's how we are here today.
Classmate Online is another citizen-owned business that has benefited from Atisa. Classmate Online is an e-learning platform that is designed to help students with educational content. The next supplier we're speaking to is Mr. Atisa, who through his company Classmate Online specializes in two things that are some of my favorite things, which is education and technology, or digital media rather.
Thanks, sir.
A re bua ka Classmate Online re bua gore ke kgwebo e leng gore e simotse jang mme ebile e tubagantse leng sentle.
Provide dikolo ka di-smart boards di le tharo, re provide dikolo ka di-tablet di le 30, re provide dikolo ka internet ya speed sa bo 50 Mbps, se le gore it's a managed internet, and then we provide yone license yone ya Classmate. Rona kana re bereka le bona ba Botswana Digital Innovation Hub e le gore re tlo re bitsa re kone PIH e le gore le yone e na le banana ba leng teng ba leng gore ba dira, so e rile ha go dirwa yone thopho yone ya gore go thophiwe bana ba leng gore ba tabo ba ka inakanya le program yone re na ra nna le sabe sa gore ka thophiwa mo teng. So ya no go mo e be nna go mo le gore go na ga re ba mo gore yo re kgona gore re benefite kana ra nyone manani wa lo gore nga provide ba ke youth connect le yone Atisa. Re ile ha re tsena mo go yone Atisa re ithetse le gore go ka tswa gona le dingwe tse re sa kgona go di ithuta, because ha go ha le dira le bantsi go thata gore le tlhaloganye dilo, but le lone lenaneo ile ha le diro le tile tsa le betetse gone gore ha le betliwa ne le betetse gone gore e re ha re hetsa mongwe le mongwe ba ipitela le mo seemong se leng gore le ena ka ema hale a re nyame ke ka itirela kgwebo. Ke ka rialo ka gore go simolla ga lone ile ha le tsena hela ke go tao tsena hela go ta re nya ke batla go diagnose mo ro bitsang ka sego o ro batla go thathoba gore ha o leng teng o hakae, mathata ga go keng, mathata wa ka solve ka tselentseng. So ile la ba simolla ba tlile la bata ba lebella ha ile gore re ha teng le ka ditsamaiso tse le gore re ntse di dira mo dikgwebong tsa rona bogolo ya ndo tse di thutileng ka tsone thata le tsone tsa madi kana ha kwa tsamaisa kgwebo sa itsepe ka madi, mme bontsi ba rona re dira dikgwebo mme ha re itse ka madi. Ke sone se o bona bontsi ba dikgwebo e se gore tse dingwe ha se gore di paletswa ke gore madi ga ra itse gore gompieno go na le mananeo a tshwana bone bo leya, go na le mananeo a tshwana bo sida a ile gore a iteba gantse le go thusa bana ba kgona gore ba bane le madi, mme re bona dikgwebo tseo di ntse di palolwa jaanong o ka kgona go lemoga bone gore ga gongwe ga se kganya gore kana madi a ba a seo, ga ngwe e be le kganya gone gore madi batho ga ba itse gore a tsamaisiwa ka tselentseng.
Prime time life. Prime time life.
Local SMEs participating in the Atisa Supply Development Program are specially trained by UNDP certified consultants. The consultants assist these businesses to, amongst other things, meet the standards required by large buyers. The improvements brought about in these SMEs are set to enable them to grow their productive capacity, manufacture an increased number of goods, decrease lead times and costs, and enhance their capacity to enter new markets, including export territories.
What normally happens is when I start off by engaging these businesses one-on-one. We normally have what we call a focal person in each business. So you'll find that, for example, Classmate, we had a focal person who is Thuso Uthusitse. This person, the focal person has to be somebody who could make decisions, because the whole intention of this program, Atisa, is to improve the businesses, not only the processes but the whole business in general, so that they could move from where they were before they joined the program to a better level. So what I have found out for these three businesses of interest is that they don't have proper financial recording, yes, for all the three of them. You'll find that they will be having the casual way of doing things without proper financial recording, which could allow them to know whether they are doing well or not as a business. And also the other thing is, as I had highlighted earlier on, for instance, Lean On, they have 4 directors, but these 4 directors were not meeting regularly to sit down and discuss the strategic issues of the business. That itself is a problem, because you'll find that the right hand won't know what the left hand is doing. And also the businesses, I'm just going to highlight the ones which were common amongst them. The businesses also had a limited market in terms of where they can sell their products. For instance, Classmate Online and Lean On, their main market is the government departments, yes. And for them to access such a market, they have to go on tender, yes. And therefore, basically, they were not proactive in terms of trying to go to the consumers of their products to say, this is what we have, these are the services that we could offer you.
As an extension of the UNDP's flagship supply development program, the Youth Connect was launched in Botswana through the support of the Russian Federation, its main purpose being to strengthen the youth empowerment ecosystem. In implementing the Youth Connect, UNDP Botswana has brought 3 partners on board, namely Kalahari Breweries Limited, Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, and the Botswana Digital and Innovation Hub.
Within Botswana, we've not only partnered with the Ministry of Youth for implementing the Youth Connect program, we've also partnered with Botswana Digital and Innovation Hub. So some of the activities that we've done specifically with the Innovation Hub is innovation challenges. One that I would maybe highlight and expand upon was the waste management solutions. So the Innovation Hub in itself is already designed or built to support innovators. So then what we then did through the Youth Connect program is saying, how do you now encourage other youth who maybe not innovators or maybe never thought of engaging with you to, in an environment where they are supported through capacity building, also generate ideas. Because of the current concerns of the environment and so forth, we then said, let's do a waste management innovation challenge, really to get youth at grassroots level to engage in topics or areas that they wouldn't have, and also get support on how do you develop an idea, how do you come up with a new idea, how do you brainstorm, what is design thinking. So the innovation challenge was packaged with capacity building and them at the end generating ideas that are aligned to solving Botswana's waste management challenges, and then awarding winners and with funds that they can then take those ideas further. With the Ministry of Youth, we've worked with them in areas such as the youth dialogues that they run across the country with through Botswana National Youth Council, looking at areas of one was held in Molepolole of engaging youth on saying what is the Botswana you want. If you were to speak freely, what are the issues that you are facing, and how do you think they can be engaged? Through the youth dialogues, which is an initiative that the ministry already had through BNYC, it was really to say, how do you use this initiative that you already have? Once or twice a year you have youth dialogues. How do you pick topics that will engage youth more, rather than just saying it's a standard every year in August we have a youth day dialogue? How do you take it outside of the capital city and engage youth who are not based in Gaborone? And also, how do we bring in youth panelists that other youth can be able to relate to? And also just relevance of topics. One of the ones that we had in Molepolole was around to skills development, but we were driving it towards TVET skills. You know, I think traditionally in Botswana skills, we just think academic tertiary education. So it was, how do we then open up topics that are not usually or not traditionally spoken about amongst youth, but we feel from the UNDP and the topics that are important to engage with youth. So that's a support that the Youth Connect program then brought on board, and saying this platform that you already have with the youth dialogues, how do you expand it further? How do you make it topics that are more relevant to youth and that will get information from them that they're able to use going forward? The other initiative that we did with the Ministry of Youth is how do we support the Youth Development Fund beneficiaries. So we took a sample pool, or not all of the funded beneficiaries, but 36 of them, and put them through a program called Supply Development, which UNDP runs, or it's an already existing program with the UNDP. So really what the exercise was last year is how does the Youth Connect, through the Youth Connect platform, how do we bring in YDF beneficiaries to benefit in a program that is already existing within the UNDP. So these 36 entrepreneurs were put through the SDP program for a period of 5 months to see how we can then, in the long run, take an initiative such as the SDP and plug it in to support a program such as YDF.
Prime time life. Prime time life.
Youth Connect. This is a program initiated to assist innovative youth-owned businesses, supporting them towards accessing their full potential. This, of course, is achieved through the collaboration of numerous organizations, most significantly, the Ministry of Youth, Gender, Sport and Culture. The Youth Connect program, through their partnership with the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, also managed to enroll about 32 youth-owned businesses that have benefited from the Youth Development Fund. The businesses were trained under the Atisa SDP for a period of 5 months.
Youth-owned businesses that are linked to the Youth Connect program, which we have run in partnership with the UNDP or with the UN family, has great potential and benefits for the businesses that are involved in there. The first aspect is that it helps in terms of assuring sustainability of those businesses, because we link the young business persons with mentors that would handhold them and assist them to navigate this tough world of business. So the businesses have a higher chance of being sustainable and growing. We also link them to markets. Through the Youth Connect, we have linked these businesses to big buyers in all the sectors, in the mining sector, in the agricultural sector, and in the retail sector. These opportunities that we have offered to these businesses are very, very important for their survival, for their growth, and for the economic development of this country. The supplier development program looks at growing these young businesses to make them bigger and to make them more sustainable. But there are other aspects to this program. The digitization, for instance, innovation, where we say young people have potential and they should be exposed to technology. So hence the aspect of hackathons, where we have young people coming up with innovative solutions to issues, technological inventions to resolve issues. You would recall that particularly during the COVID era, we realized how much we need to do a lot of things remotely. And it is through the applications that these young people would come up with that we would resolve that. But it is also about the character of young people. Hence, we also have in this aspect dialogues in this program, youth dialogues, where we engage young people on topical issues of the time, so that we could grow leaders who are responsible. We could grow leaders who value the ethos and ethics of democracy, who would dialogue issues and not escalate them into unruly behavior.
In recent years, the Botswana government has commissioned an active exploration of the ICT sector, recognizing its valuable influence upon economies across the world. With an upsurge of enterprises in this burgeoning sector, the Botswana Digital and Innovation Hub has thus become a key stakeholder, incorporating various partnerships, including Atisa.
Botswana Digital Innovation Hub believes that there is no innovation without collaboration. So we take partnerships very seriously. when there was an opportunity to work with UNDP, we said, this is an amazing opportunity for us to be able to especially develop a partnership within the country, because most of our partnerships are outside the country, especially partnerships that bring money into the country to help us run our operations. The supply development program, I think, gave us a unique opportunity because of UNDP, built a database of those that are going to consume products. So the first step was that we train the companies. BDIH supported companies were part of that program, so they went through the training, and at the end or during the training, there's market available. There's market available within the country where these companies can be able to sell their products. It's quite difficult, I must say, that you find an opportunity where companies just buy products from SMMEs, because these companies are new. Most of these products would not have been tested in the real environment, and to get an opportunity like that with working with UNDP, I think it's an amazing opportunity that we would want to do even in future. We had a challenge, a hackathon. Hackathon will obviously run for like a day, where we have developers, different teams of developers coming together and providing different solutions for a particular problem that would have been identified. So yes, they provided us funding, and we convened different groups of our developers to come up with a solution for what was identified at the time. We have a pool of about 2,500 developers that are available to provide any hackathon services to any person who may be interested. So I think one of the great opportunities also to continue partnering with UNDP to do hackathons. Hackathons, I believe, are the quickest way to find solutions to the problems. I think we are very fortunate to be in Africa, because we have a lot of problems in Africa, and we can be able to commercialize the problems that we have by finding solutions for them. And Botswana, people always say, which is true anyway, that Botswana is a small population and is a disadvantage for entrepreneurship. I think on the flip side, Botswana is a good, foundation, a good ground. As it can be a platform for testing innovation and technology. It's a small market. We can test innovation and tech, and when we are satisfied having tested in a small market, it's actually easier to test in a small market. Then we can scale solutions that you have found to different countries.
Prime time life.
And this moment brings us to the close of our show. We do hope that the package that we had for you today was as informative for you as it was for us. But until we see each other next time, it's good night and God bless. This program was brought to you in partnership with UNDP in Botswana.